Yes.
Cool. All right, good. So I'm listening to a book this morning by hell's the guy's name? I'm sure you guys have heard of him. Um, Give me a second. Ed Milet. So Ed Milet wrote a book called The Power of One More. And basically the premise of the book is just you're just pushing one more variable more than you normally would, right? One more day at the gym, one more day of eating right. If you're a salesperson, one more question than you're comfortable asking, closing one more time than you're comfortable with, like leveling up just one more step than you normally would. It's just going that extra step, that extra mile, that extra effort. And that's what this whole book is about. The, the point that the portion of the book that I'm at this morning, as I was out for exercising, was leveling up your goal setting. And really, he made a point to say that goal setting is not for other people, it's for you. Other people can say, you want to make X number of dollars, do this many deals, or have this much income, or this much investment, or this much net worth. It's meaningless if it doesn't belong to you. So it really kind of let me off the hook, to tell you the truth, because typically when you're setting goals that are not yours, it's stressful. You guys ever done that? Ever set a goal that you didn't really have ownership of? You know, I think back to like Sean, right? Who was on this call. Like I was like pushing, pushing, pushing for a certain amount of prospecting, right? And it was like that was my goal for you, not yours. If it's your goal to do that number of hours or contacts, like fine. Like Mark has his own goal. You'll have your own goal. We all have our own. But I'm really realizing that if it's not for you, then it's external. It doesn't work. If it's internal, you can really get behind this goal setting conversation. It'll have a 10 times more likelihood chance of working. So let's get into our discussion on goal setting, keeping in mind that this is a very personal discussion for you, not for anybody else. We're not trying to impress anybody. We're trying to really hone into something that really gets you excited, gets you motivated, gets you interested in leveling up your business. Okay. So, regarding goal setting and motivation, point number one, remember, it sounds good to have a well balanced life. However, people who are highly successful in one area of their life are generally unbalanced in other areas. So, we all want this balance. Balance is great. But for anybody that's had any level of success in any aspect of their life, right? Like just pick up in business, in health. John, you go to the gym a lot, right? Takes time. It's almost like you have to be almost a little bit unbalanced to say, no, I'm going to devote an exceptional amount of time to working out every day. It's a non-negotiable. I'm going to make this sacrifice because I want to level up my health. Mark, you're leveling up. You have leveled up your prospecting efforts. It's not very balanced. You're spending pretty much all day on the phones. That's what you're signing up for because that's your personal goal, right? You want to get your eating in order. I'm not having a very balanced diet right now. I'm working on cutting out all the crap. There's not balance there, but my goal for eating right trumps eating all the garbage. So this idea of balance is a little bit of a myth. You can work hard, you can play hard, you can exercise hard, you can eat really well. It's just managing different levels of your interests, your passions. But it's not like doing everything in moderation is the way to have any kind of high level of success. Mark, you're not prospecting in moderation. You're really not. And nor do I, because I don't want to have a moderate business, you know? So anyway, that's kind of one thing to consider when you're talking about goal setting is if it's real important, don't worry about balance. Now, I don't think any of us want to work 80, 100 hours a week. That's not the goal. That's not the point, to be a complete workaholic and you have no joy in any other aspect of your life. But if you want to level up your business, it's okay to be a little unbalanced in, let's say, your prospecting or your lead follow-up or your intensity with which you practice your presentation so that when you show up on a presentation, you can present powerfully. Nothing wrong with that. Point number two, share is the operative word here. Share your business goals with your family. Share it with your friends. Share it with your people in the office. Share it with your colleagues. Share your business goals with the people that are important to you in your life. Show them the benefits of you accomplishing these goals. And specifically, if you're sharing with your family, the more your family buys into this system, the better off you are. The more your friends buy into this system, the better off you are. The more your coworkers buy into it, the better off you are. Because they'll support you. They'll hold you accountable. Next point, set goals in different areas of your life. We talked about a few of them earlier, but set physical goals, mental, spiritual, family, and money in any order you choose. Some people got physical on lock. They're just great, like perfect shape. All right. Maybe your money's a mess though. Some people have business under control and they're 50 pounds overweight, right? So all these things can have a level of focus, but set goals in those 5 areas of your life. Again, physical, mental, spiritual, family, and money. Does anybody have any goals that they want to kind of share with the group that are important to you in any of these 5 areas?
I do.
Go for it.
12 transactions a year.
All right, you want to do a deal a month. That's a business goal. That's awesome. And
On
what would that do
another,
for you?
oh, sorry.
Yeah, what would that do for you, Mark? The 12 transactions a year.
Well, it'd give me access to things I don't have,
Such as what?
which is a new vehicle,
All right.
travel
Good start.
trailer.
Cool. And what would you do if and when you have that?
I'd go to see family. I'd go and visit them and park it, visit
Great.
them. Yeah.
So doing those 12 transactions a year is going to really give you access to more time with your family.
Yeah.
And how would that feel to spend more time with your family?
Oh, that's always fun.
Is there anything better?
Pardon me.
Is there anything better
You
for you?
know, really, it would be hard pressed to find something that's more enjoyable than just hanging out with family and yeah, enjoying
Let me
that.
tell you, you do a dozen deals a year, Mark, one a month. There, you're with your family probably 10 times more than you are currently. I don't know how inspiring 12 deals a year is or how inspiring X number of dollars is, but really getting behind being with your family. We're all getting older. Like time it's finite, right? So that time is so precious with them.
That's right.
I think that's absolutely the most inspirational thing you could ever have for a goal is being with the people that you care about. That's awesome. John, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was going to say a goal for one of the other categories is um, my goal is to meditate every day, 20 minutes a day. That's what I've been doing. It's been just helping out on the spiritual, mental side.
Hmm. Yeah. So you've already started doing that.
Hmm.
And has it had a positive impact?
Absolutely. I feel more in tune with myself and what I want. I'm a lot more calm. Uh, level-headed. Yeah, it had,
I was going to ask you, what does that mean? You know, what does it feel like to be in tune? But you just said calm.
yeah. I've noticed that things kind of roll off a lot easier. Not like I had issues with like anger in the first place, but like just things that would have stressed me out. I'm they're a lot easier for me to just kind of breathe through it, and yeah.
Yeah, so that's giving you access to less stress, more calm, being more present, more relaxed. Does that make you feel happier or more content or more connected, or what are some what describes kind of the way you feel when you're participating on that?
I mean, yeah, yes to all of the above there.
Hmm.
Yeah, contentment is definitely a big thing of it, which then I think can lead to happiness. But I think just that overall, like starting off the day with that contentment and with that feeling of connectedness to myself and my, yeah.
You know what, Sean, and everybody, isn't that the reason why some people might have a money goal to make a certain amount or to have a certain amount in the bank? Because again, it probably all arrives at similar feelings: less stress, more relaxed, more joy, not being worried, more content, more peace, more freedom, more happiness. Like when you boil it down, all roads lead to very similar places. So it's something for us all to think about. And Sean, what does that cost you to meditate? I mean,
Nothing, just 20 minutes of my mornings. And yeah, it's great.
we all have access to that. I mean, literally just carving out 20 minutes a day. You might think, no, no, I'll be happy and peaceful and free and content and when I have $1 million cash in the bank. Great. You know what? You want to put that off for the future sometime? Be my guest. But Sean is having access to it right now because he actually set a spiritual goal to be more connected, to meditate every single day. So awesome. So awesome. You guys know, the coolest thing is you have access to it right now, like starting today. We all do. Really, really cool. So next point, remember, you become what you think about. Therefore, think about your goals daily and they become a reality. You become what you think about. If you think negativity, believe me, a lot of negativity is going to show up in your life. If you think positivity, if you think success, if you think health, if you think vitality, if you think calmness, and you become what you think about. Next point, to think big, set goals that stretch your mind, your body, and your emotions. After all, a goal is not something that we possess right now. Right? That's why it's a goal. It's something that we can aspire to or strive towards. And part of that is thinking big. We're thinking beyond what we already have. Anybody have their goals written down at all? Have you written down any goals, Mark? Yeah.
I've got a spreadsheet of goals and habits with check boxes, true or false. I did it today or I didn't do it.
Mhm.
And so and then the goals I got a section for goals in there as well. So I keep it on the spreadsheet.
That's awesome. You're frozen, Mark. But anyway, what Mark is saying is that he checks his goals and literally checks them off in check boxes every day. And the next point is review your goals daily and take steps every day and every week to achieve the goals that you've set. And that's what Mark is doing. Constantly have it in your face. I have a card written in my wallet that I just pulled out again, and I realized I don't review it every single day. I've gotten accustomed to having it in there and not reviewing it. So Now I'm making a point to take it out every day and to read it. Well, like just as a reminder, because we're just like goal-seeking organisms, especially when we give ourselves a path to follow. There is incredible power in reading and writing your goals on a weekly basis or even a daily basis. You want to get zoned in and focus on eating right, getting fit, prospecting, being with your family, whatever the goals are, write them down every day. Rewrite your goals every day. You want to really try something powerful? A simple goal. I want to spend more time with my daughter. I want to, you know, go knock on doors for 2 hours per day. I want to eat, you know, I want to eliminate sugar from my diet. I want to get 7 hours of sleep every night. We forget these things, but you want to try something, try for a week, writing down and just rewriting every single day. Just rewrite your goals in the morning or at night. It's insane how everything zones in and like we're just like goal seeking organisms. And it's really crazy how you become what you think about. And the more you think about it and the more you remind yourself, you just subconsciously find your way towards it. Next point, create obtainable short-term goals to keep you motivated and moving forward. Obtainable short-term goals. It might be really hard. I think we've all been there. I certainly have. We have this overarching annual goal. And it's just like, God, can I actually do that? Like, I don't even believe it. That's not good. What if you had a daily goal? Mark talked about his checklist. Sean, you meditate every single day. Mark, what are some things on your checklist? You're on mute.
I've got for my morning, I've got my wake up time. Did I get up at this time or I didn't? And my script practice. I ride my bike. Yeah, that's just that's the morning, and then during the daytime, did I get my minimum 3 hours of cold calls? Did I take a break? And evening, did I Did I clean and organize? Did I organize some of my tax stuff that I'm working on? And some other things I got outside of work, like seminars I attended.
Yeah.
Like so.
Yeah, it's really awesome. Like, did I wake up on time today? What what a simple way to give yourself a win. Starting out the day with a win. Whether you set an alarm or not. Let's say you set an alarm, 6 a.m., 6:30, whatever the time is, doesn't matter. Alarm goes off. I get up without snoozing. Boom. Put my feet on the ground and stand up. Start the day off with a win.
Even if it's a lose, like if I didn't make it up a time, I can't check that box, but it gives me something to look forward to tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow I'll get up on time. So it's there as a presence. I think I found out is if it doesn't exist on paper, it doesn't exist for me. If I've just got things that I'll do or want to do, it just that's not going to happen. If it's not down on a schedule paper or on some kind of yeah.
Not only that, but also
Yeah.
how you do the little things in life is how you do the big things. If you can't even commit to getting up at the same time every day, and you can't be astute enough to know that when your alarm goes off at 6:45, you turn it off, you get up, you get out of bed, you start your day. Are you going to let yourself be squirrely when you're at 2 hours of prospecting and you're tired, you have a headache, and you don't want to do the third hour? Like or if you're somebody that starts their day off with wins and knows that no matter what, I don't care if I went to bed late, I'm going to get up, I'm going to start my day right, and you're just committed to that, and you're the type of person that does that, you're also the type of person that's going to fulfill the rest of their obligations throughout the day. How you do the little things is how you do the big things. Go into anybody know an airline pilot? Like someone that flies for big airlines? Yeah, Dave does. How are they in the rest of their life? Like, is their house a mess or is it clean and orderly?
Oh
You
no,
know,
I
like,
mean, one of a good friend and a neighbor of mine is he flies for Alaska, and he's 28 years old, and he is about as squared away a millennial as I've ever known. And like, and even like, he's on call a lot, so like, even if hey, Chris, you want to come over and have a beer? Well, I can come over, but I can't have a beer because I might have to fly tomorrow. Like, and really, I think what you're talking about, Aaron, today is just personal accountability. And I've had my own business for 23 years. And I think the important thing for all of us to kind of understand about goals, whether you achieve them or not, you like right now, I do a lot of finger pointing about market conditions and market forces. But at the end of the day, I also have to be able to do some thumb pointing at myself and say, I could be doing more to affect the business going forward, and put myself in a situation that when, if rates come down or the real estate market loosens up, I'm going to get a bigger chunk of that business. Right. So a huge part of, I think, and what you're saying here, like with Mark's, you know, writing things down. I do the same thing with my daughter, who has made these goals to play very high level college softball. And we have what is called the board of accountability, where, there's a whiteboard there, and she checks off, did she do her workout? Did she do her extra running? Did she do her hitting? Is her homework done? Does she have straight A's? And that accountability, I think, matters a lot when you own your own business. I mean, because you have to be able to point the thumb when you're the problem.
100%. And you're right. Finger pointing really is irrelevant because if you've got mortgage or rent to pay, if you've got a kid going to college in 2 years and you're gonna have to stroke some checks, if you got to pay for food or electricity or a car or a cell phone company doesn't care. The market sucks and you happen to be in real estate. They just want their money every month, right? So yeah, what good does it do to point fingers? You're so right, Dave. It's so relevant. Next point, remember success again, this is all with regard to goal setting and motivation. So success is the progressive realization of a worthwhile goal or objective. Success is a progressive realization. Success doesn't happen overnight. It's progressive. It's a progressive realization of a worthwhile goal or objective. Worthwhile. If you're going to do something if you want to have success, you've got to have a worthwhile endeavor. Could you be successful? I mean, you could argue, is a drug dealer successful? No, that's not worthwhile. I mean, that's my opinion. You want to talk about getting motivated? Have a worthwhile goal or objective that you can really strive towards, right? Supporting your daughter to fulfill her passion on playing college softball. That's a worthwhile endeavor. Mark, being with your family and spending time with them, that's worthwhile. What a wonderful goal to achieve success in. Sean, like the meditation, the just being so caring towards yourself to give yourself that gift. That's worthwhile. Super cool. And when you really connect to now, Mark might say, what meditation doesn't really register for me, and that's okay. And Sean, you might say, you know what, I already have like 10 out of 10 relationship with my family. I see them all the time. I'm with them. We're loving on each other. Like, I don't know. I can't even make it better. It's like perfect. That's okay. Again, it's very, very personal. But when you strike that chord that's personal for you, you might just love cars more than anybody on the planet, and all you want to do is get a certain car. Some people are like cars, whatever, gets me to point A to point B. I don't care. But for you, if that car, if since you're 12 years old, you wanted this car, you're passionate about it, you love it, like it's just all you think about, it just consumes you. That's your race. You're running your race. So success is the progressive realization of a worthwhile goal or objective for you and you only. There's nothing you cannot have once you have mentally accepted the fact that you can have it. That's an interesting thought. There's nothing you can't have once you accept the fact that mentally you can have it. Have you actually accepted the fact that you can have those things that you say you want? Or do you have kind of this internal governor? As you start doing deals, Mark, let's say you did 6 deals in 6 months, and all of a sudden, you made 100 grand. It's only 6 months into the year, just made 100. Holy shit. Like, are you continuing to push forward, or are you having trouble mentally accepting the fact that, holy shit, I might actually make 200,000 this year? Really, really interesting. So I'll repeat that point again because it's so valuable. There's nothing you cannot have once you have mentally accepted the fact that you can have it. Mentally, emotionally, like, can you actually accept the goal that you say that you want? The health, the fitness, the money, the net worth, the time, the freedom. Sometimes when I find myself kind of on a day off for some reason, maybe the kids have something at school and it's like a work day. Let's say it's a Friday afternoon and I'm not at work. I feel guilty. Or have in the past at least. Because I feel like everybody, like weekends, I can take weekends off. But Monday through Friday, I feel like I need to be at work all day, Monday through Friday. And if I find myself not working, I feel like that's not okay. The rest of the world is working. How come I'm not working? I just feel guilty about it. So what do you have in your goal setting experience that you think you want that really mentally, emotionally, you're telling yourself something different? If that's the case, then read the book Psycho-Cybernetics. And that will teach you to re-establish the new movie in your mind.
I heard a analogy once that speaks to that. And person said, we're always building a house that we never move into. Yeah.
Expand on that more. What was tell us more about what that means to you.
Oh, so his point was that, so in terms of imagining the success, right, is have as has that already happened in cybernetics, right? So we arrive at our goal by deduction, but I mean, yeah, I mean, so many no's to get to, yes, but yeah.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. Building a house that you never actually get to move into, it almost makes it seem like, or I've noticed that that's kind of the back half of maybe constant, never-ending goal setting and motivation. Is you're
Exactly.
always moving the goalpost.
Right, which is part of us as being human, right? We have to have that.
Yeah.
But the experience of having is not necessarily something we kind of stew in, like the experience of having success already, for example, something like that. But
yeah, I think that's great, which is I think is the importance of what Sean is doing. He's literally achieving his goal every single day. He's taking the time, and I guess that's the benefit of short-term, midterm, and long-term goals.
yeah,
That reminds me, Mark, of the book. I think a lot of us have read it, but The Gap in the Game, right? How much are you gap thinking or gain thinking? Gap thinking is between where you are now and where you want to get to. Like, look at that gap. Oh my God, those people are over there and they're doing that, and I'm over here, and look at that large gap, and look how much I lack, and look how much I don't have. Or the gain. Look
Yeah.
at where I've come from. My God, look at this distance that I've covered. I used to be here, in fitness or financially or in my thinking or in my spirituality or in my whatever. And look how far I've come. Look how much I've practiced and role played. Look how much I now prospect every day. Look at the routines I'm into with regards to my healthy sleep habits or eating habits or meditation or whatever. That whole gap and gain mindset is, God, I think it's time to reread that book again. It's like we probably should read that once a year, no matter what, as a great reminder that there's health and benefit to always, to looking forward about what to achieve and what to, conquer, but never take our sights off how far we've come and the things we can be proud of and all the appreciation that we have built. So I guess the two sides of the coin with goal setting and motivation is never forgetting the gratitude and really grounding ourselves in that. That's cool. Go ahead, Sean.
I'll add too that kind of connects back to what you're saying about how you become what you think about. Uh, and with the things that you want, your desires in life, if you're focused, you can either focus on just wanting this desire or having this desire for this, whatever you want, or you could focus on the lack of having that. And depending on which one will create a different outcome. If you focus on the lack of it, you're just going to continue to strengthen that lack of having that thing that you want, or you just focus on
Yeah,
the desire.
it's so relevant. Also, in the beginning of the call, we really talked about these are your goals, your own personal goals. And what that means is don't compare yourself to others because you will never achieve that goal. There's always somebody bigger, faster, stronger, richer, taller, younger, more successful, more net worth. Like there's no shortage of that. So by running your race and by them being your own personal levels of motivation, you really can set meaningful goals that are actually, achievable. What's the acronym for SMART goals?
Are you asking because you don't know, or are you asking because you? Because I mean, I'm pretty sure I know what it is.
Yeah, I'm looking it up actually. What is
It's
it though? That's
specific, measurable, action oriented.
achievable. Here it is,
Right,
achievable.
right. Is it achievable? And then
Yep.
is it reachable and
Yeah,
time bound?
relevant,
Relevant
and time-based.
and time bound.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
I've seen
specific.
several presentations where they use different uh different words for the letters in the middle there, but yeah.
Yeah, so I guess that's a great place to end it. SMART goals. I'm sure we've all heard of that. For those that haven't, SMART, specific. I mean, specific. It's really hard to have a goal if it's not specific. Sean, your goal is to meditate 20 minutes a day, not 8 minutes and not 3 hours. It's 20 minutes. Did you do it or not? That's like very specific. There's a simplicity to that. Mark, you're prospecting. Very specific. Is it measurable? Oh, I'm gonna prospect every day, or I'll do some meditation. Like, okay, well, how much do you want to meditate? 20 minutes a day. Good, that's measurable. Is it achievable? That's the dangerous part. Talking to Ed Kaminsky, Ed'll say he has never ever achieved a goal that he set in his life. But that's just how he works. He needs to set something that's out of reach that he has to strive for. And even though he doesn't hit the goal, he'll hit like 70%, 80%, whatever it is. Some people find that way too stressful, because they never cross the finish line. So I guess that's a personal preference. Relevant is making it your own. That's what we're talking about on this whole call. Is it your goal? Because it shouldn't be anybody else's. And then time-based. Like, when do you want to achieve that by? Mark, do you want to, within the next 20 years or within the next 12 months, right? You want that this year. That's your time. So,
Aaron, just to kind of put a stamp on why it's important. Think about every early January, Sean, as a guy that goes to the gym, and how much more crowded it is at the gym in early January, and the number of people that you talk to that say, "I'm going to work harder this year," or "I'm going to lose weight this year." And if you say to them, "Well, how much weight are you going to lose, and by when?" The look that they get in their face, because they don't set goals in the smart manner, I guess. You know what I mean? They just say, "I'm going to work harder this year." Well, okay, can you expound on that? Like that's why I think it's important when goal setting. It's important to be able to say, like, with my daughter, this is the goal, and these are the these are the things that I'm going to do to reach that goal. Not necessarily just, "I'm going to lose weight," and which really just means you're going to make the gym more crowded for 3 weeks, right? Anyway, that's all. I just was, it's important, I think, to look at it from the other end of people that just say, "I have a goal to make more money this year." Okay, how much more money? You know,
100%. Yeah. Yeah. Let's not be those people. Show up in January and 3 weeks later, they're gone. So for me, what's worked for me is this achievable aspect is I find is so important. I've over the years I've set so many goals that just simply were not achievable, and for me that was more disheartening than anything. It really took my momentum off the goal. So let's say your goal is to prospect 3 hours a day, and you've never done that before. How about start with like 30 minutes a day, but never miss a day. Like, never miss a day, because it's a real commitment. And then once you've mastered that, go to an hour and then to 2 hours and really have that minimum standard. So anyway, it's good stuff. It's really making me think about my own goals and really get focused personally on my health goals right now are the big ones. Health and business, those are the two that I'm focusing on. So this was super helpful for me. All right, guys, anything else that anyone's going through that you want to bring up to the floor that we can discuss as a group? Or is everything pretty good? Cool, guys. All right. Well, have a great week. Keep crushing it out there. Go after your goals and keep them smart and have a great week. Take good care, guys.
Thanks, bye.